Skibbity, skibbity, skibbity. I got a special treat for everybody. I'll wait to drop the not news, but it's just a little something I made. Here's a little song I wrote type beat. Uh, I've been trying to code this unsuccessfully for a low-key kind of long time. Not kind of, like long in a very short sense. But I finally got something or other working. Let me just ping the Discord. Live, or 5 live dive. Yeah, something like that. So I finally got this thing to work. Now it should, I don't know, I can't hear it, but it should play the like pipe falling noise. It's so annoying to set up, and it took me an inordinate amount of time to get that fucking thing to work, but it's there. Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. I also have this one. But that one doesn't portray as well what I was going for. But, you know, whatever. The Department of Interior has come up with DEI for owls. That's what we're worried. Sorry, I'm just looking off screen for some stuff to watch. I mean, we already know what we gotta watch. But yeah, my my For You feed on YouTube is now filled with just animals, which I'm perfectly fine with. All right. So let's get OBS, Obsidian, a crossword. Cool. We're all set. Let's get the NYT crossword going. We are all set. Alright, ready to start solving? Not in the slightest. Rapid. States, says. Little devil, imp, bring down. No clue. Milkshake ingredient might get stuck in a straw. Ice. Oreo, maybe? I know crosswords love Oreo as a hint, so that's what leads me towards that. Jesus. Asmongold clips are in my fucking... Ugh. No thanks. Dracula's preferred way to eat wings. No. Still red. Nope. Not much. A bit. Jupiter and Mars planets? Pantheon members, in a way. Ish. Pick up on detect. Jocular suffix for most? Est? Maybe? World capital near the 60th parallel. Why would I know that? Loosens up. No clue. Response to speak. Arf. Cold weather cryptid. It's the Yeti. Neighborhood in Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. I don't know. Gotta wait for Googly to get here. Oh, this was Oreo. Oh, Soho. Maybe? Bring down. Debase. Abase. Maybe? Rare, maybe? ETA. right off the bat? Does Dracula eat bats? I didn't know if that. Aquarium diagnostic, big bully, meanie, whatever. Meh. Imbue, first aid stinger, iodine, maybe. Enlighten. Sebastian. I don't fucking know. My mind went to fucking little Sebastian from Parks and Rec like I'm a goddamn millennial. Goddamn millennials never knew how easy they had it. Softens. Call centers. No clue. Oslo. Restaurant chain acronym. I don't fucking know. Eldest Corleone. Anyone you know the Corleones? Fastener with an onomatopoeia. Washer? No. Spanish name found in business. Ines? Food fight projectile? I don't know, that could be anything. Shelf life or still life. ETs. New Jack City, I have no clue. Pagan gods? Maybe? Yeah. Clickable pick icon. Sorry, that's incorrect. No. Something felt on your head. A fedora? What makes Dracula frantically hop around? Light on his feet? Light on his... Good one. Nuke, I guess. Nuclei. A pea? What in the UK shit is this? Who the fuck's eating peas? This was in this. Snap fastener? I have no idea. Sunny. Edify. Sebastian the Iris. pH test. And this is meh. Sebastian the Ibis. I thought it would be Ibis, but imbibe. I don't know how to square that with this clue, which is knock back a few. I don't know. Knock back a few. Invite. But there's not this like, I don't know. Well-rounded figure, sphere, big name, but magic. I don't know. 3 amigos. The amigos, no clue. Speedway sponsor, no clue. Contains a lot of darn stuff. Feminist sex educate. I don't know. Cry of victory. I win probably. Ring up. Rise. Raise. Rear maybe. Wrap up and pot grower. Beer brand is Duff. Ingest. Good call, Derek. The problem is I don't know how to square that with the rest of these clues. Yeah, I know that's definitely the right track, but first aid stinger I'm pretty sure is iodine. Sebastian, I'm not sure, but like the pun here for Dracula's preferred way to eat wings, like right off the bat. I guess, unless Little Devil is an imp, but I don't know what else it would be. So I don't know. Yeah, this one I'm not sure on. Yeah, ibis. It's like a bird. Pretty sure. Like, thought it was like a tropical bird. 'Cause I thought there was a golf score where if you're some amount below, or no, that's an albatross. Who knows? Sure, all will be revealed at the end. Pot growers showed sudden interest in a way. No clue. Pompous people, chatters. Veterans Day event parade, right? Anti-traffic org. The DEA probably. Like some jobs, odd jobs. Get ready to attack. Knob on a. So you've got on electric guitar. You've got usually volume, tone, and a pickup switch. 50 down could be rich. That's a good guess. I'm pretty sure it's Eli's, because that's what they call Yale graduates, and that shows up in a crossword a lot. AFL, or maybe not, actually. You're right, though. You sound so down on yourself. Non-pharmacological placebo, probably. Fallible? No. Fallen. Rags? Who knows? 55 down. Sorry, I'm stupid. Hoping to... yeah, probably less. I would say is... sport whose athletes wear sumo. Yeah, it's definitely less. Well-used pencil is a stub. Sound of a good car engine is a hum. Ides of March rebuke, it too. Raise the stakes. Get it? You're getting ready to kill Dracula. Hey, yeah, something like that. I think that's the thumb of New York's Finger Lakes. I should probably know that. I did. Thank you. Lead into second. Knob on an electric guitar. It's just volume, tone, and pickup. I don't... a tuner? Because there's the tuners up at the top, like here, but on an electric you have like your tone, volume, and pickup switch. Pores 66 across, thank you. Hi Honk. How's Dead by Daylight gaming? Despicable Me anti-hero, that would be Gru. USSR. I would think this would be Rely On. Some killing, dying. Seems to be the gameplay loop. Yeah. So this might not be Pores. Hails. Something like that, maybe. Yeah. This might be a sewing kit. Toledo Mud Hens. Mythical Luster. $51 down is clothes. True. Well, it would be... would it just be cloths instead of clothes? Ah. Maybe this isn't parade, because I would think this is self-reflection or something. Maybe. Pot grower. Auntie. Sat up. Pompous people. Snobs. Upon reflection. Untrod. Treble? Maybe. To second? Oh, a nanosecond. Honk, what? What? Knock back a few. I'm sure it's not imbibe. Or Sebastian the Ibis, maybe. That's a bird. First aid, iodine. Right off the bat for wings. Whatever. Meh. Little devil imp. All this feels correct, except imbibe. Imbibe? Speedway sponsor. No clue. Trio. Big name magic. Pen. Oh! Well, goddamn. What the fuck is imbibe mean? Imbibe means to drink, especially alcoholic beverages. Ah. I see. I don't know why I read that as imbibe. Whoopsies. Alright, well, that's the crossword. What's Food Guesser got to say? Imbibe. This is some kind of sorbet. Sorry, I'm blocking the ads so we can actually see the damn thing. Or maybe not. There we go. Oh, also, very cool addition to the stream. I now have a button that flashes this guy. You think? Yeah, I would agree, probably. Oh, never mind. Let's go. Oh, okay. Yeah, Southeast Asia. Maybe Vietnam? Okay, we got one more guess. It's either Malaysia, Thailand. I want to say Malaysia. I don't think it'd be. Maybe Indonesia. I'm not sure. The Philippines, maybe. Yeah, because... Yeah. The name sounds too... Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Beef tartare. Oof. Steak tartare. I love it. Or, I gotta say though, tartare has a really interesting flavor. But, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's French. I was gonna guess British, but I think you're right with French. Forgot about the country of France. Alright. Round, bite-sized pastries, a soft outer shell. Red bean paste. Red bean could be China, Japan, anywhere. Start with China. Yeah. South Africa? Oh, damn it. If I didn't accidentally hit enter. It's just Parmesan cheese? I guess. Yeah, what? That's not. You don't just. Well, actually, that's not true. I do that. I fucking love Parmesan cheese, man. I'm going to. What the fuck? Why do I have that bookmarked? That must be from like 12 years ago or something. This is Moldova. Oh, wait, that's the website we're on. I want global. Oh, no. It's going to be... Debate AI streams? Yeah. That's what we're doing today. Psych. It's not Papua New Guinea, what is it be? Oh. I thought it was going to be one of the micronations. I was running out. This? You don't like my nothing ever happens guy? You're so Reddit, bro. I'm the second most Reddit person here. Nah, it was Papua New Guinea. Travel. Morocco to Liberia. Let's start with Mauritania. What? And then we would just go, what, Sierra Leone? Or Mali. No. Holy shit, Cameroon? I'm missing a giant country here. Isn't Sierra Leone one of these? Burkina Faso? That's one of them. Okay, that's another one. One of these ones in the middle here. I'll show the outlines. Wait, are these countries? No way. Well, we ran out of guesses, I guess. Senegal, Guinea, Ivory Coast. Damn. Oh well. What's the weekly challenge? I'd like to go from Senegal to Burundi while only going through landlocked countries. Oh my god. Nope. Is Mauritania's... No. Mali? Okay, Mali's landlocked. DRC, yeah, we'll have to go from, I think, DRC, South Sudan. Egypt's not landlocked. No, that's not landlocked. It's not Egypt! No, Cameroon's not landlocked either. And isn't Nigeria here? Or... the Central African Republic? There we go. What? Is the DRC not landlocked? What the Ethiopia is landlocked, right? It's not landlocked. Uganda? There we go. Jesus. Yeah, I was going to say Somalia and Somaliland are not that big. Wait. The only border Ethiopia has with the water is right here. Otherwise, it's Eritrea. Cinema or something like that. Fuck this. Uganda. That's where Zoran Kwame Mamdani is from. Alright, let's watch some quick news. I don't think I'll be alive for very long, unfortunately.
Will you shut up?
Hey, thank you for the follow, Razor. Appreciate that. Howdy, what's up? Is this yeah, this is. Alright, we got a press gaggle. It's going.
We had a great trip. Japan was really wonderful. Malaysia, fantastic. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Lose my mind in Scrandle.
Primarily because of the election result.
Okay. Starting off strong here.
The real reason is tariffs. The tariffs are coming in. As you know, last night I was with a lot of the greatest leaders in Japan, the biggest business people, and Mr. Toyota was there from Toyota, and he's a great.
That's a lot of cheese, man. Holy shit. Wait. You can't even see the hot dog. It's all just cheese and onion. What the fuck, man?
Invest $10 billion in building auto plants. They're going to build numerous auto plants throughout the United States with American workers, as you know. And it's a tremendous, it'll be one of the biggest investments ever in the auto business.
This is tough.
AI, this is in the auto business. So, and that was because of tariffs. That's why he, the old story, if you build in the United States, you don't have any tariffs. So everyone's
True.
We're up to close to $20 trillion of investment.
Melted cheese is less sickness. Wait. Huh? Sorry. You know that people eat like Parmesan cheese, right? You can eat solid cheese. But that amount of cheese on a hot dog is obscene.
And yesterday, as you saw, we picked up about $580
I think this would win,
million.
but this looks better.
Numbers that no country
But
has ever seen.
what? Okay, all right.
And we're now going, as you know, to South Korea. And then I'm meeting tomorrow with President Xi.
Mr. President, sir, on the Xi meeting.
That's too much mustard. What the fuck? 2 foot long, 1 pound dog, 1 pound of shredded cheese, 1 pound of chili, and 1 pound of fries. Doom scrolling praise. That's crazy work.
Are you expected or do you anticipate being willing to lower the fentanyl-related tariffs?
Yes, I expect.
Yeah, that looks like a nice light snack.
They're going to help us with the fentanyl situation. They're going to be.
Ugh. I mean, this is hilarious, but this is...
Do you need to see more than just a 1-year delay? Is that sufficient to make other concessions?
I don't know. We haven't talked about the timing yet, but we're going to work out something. We're doing very well with
That's-
rare earth issue.
That is an appropriate hot dog. Hot dog, pretzel, and 2 beers? That's for 14 pounds. That's a good deal. You clearly... Actually... Yeah, I don't know about American cheese. But Brits love American cheese more than fucking Americans. I do love fresh mozzarella.
And we're, I think, going to make a big step with fentanyl. The thing with fentanyl,
Kraft
the
singles.
so tight,
Yeah, true.
very well with them.
I disagree,
The drug by sea,
but
you know, the boats, we took out 4 of them over the last 2 days, and they're really stopping. They're not coming anymore. They're coming by land, but to a lesser extent.
that's also a very appropriate hot dog.
It will be necessary, probably, but we'll be
Today, like Wiener Edition? Holy shit.
very few and far between. We took in tremendous amounts of death. They call them the boats of
Both
death.
solid.
Tremendous amounts of death coming into our country.
That's
And each
also an acceptable hot dog.
This is exactly right, but it's pretty close. 25,000 people died from each boat that we take out. If it had gotten
Fuck the cheese, that much onion will kill you. Holy. Oh my god. That's wild. Hell nah. That's fucking wild.
25,000 people, not even talking about the destruction it does to families in terms of kids that are become addicted and all of the problems.
Ugh, fuck me.
So,
Macaroni pie.
last 2 days, I guess we took out 4, but there are very few of them. There are very few of them now. That's down, I hear that's down about 80% by water. The drugs by water down, as you know, about 80% down.
That looks like a good chicken tikka naan.
100%.
What?
And we'll be,
Bullshit.
we already are. We're stopping them on land.
People are forgot this is UK people that play this stupid game and they see anything with seasoning and then they start crying.
Sir, what is China?
Shake Shack burger. Unidentified scran.
Simply, we're making our country safe. It's a beautiful thing.
Sir, what is China doing to justify removing fentanyl tariffs?
Well, I think they're going to do things that, you know, they have an industry that has
Well, which kind of Italian cheese? There's a lot of Italian cheeses.
we have to get rid of it. We have to stop it. And now we're stopping it at the border to very much larger.
He got his rebronzer applied.
Yet open border.
That is too goddamn wet. That is too wet of a brisket roll. Leave the brisket to the Americans.
Drugs coming through the southern border, and now nobody gets through the southern border. We just had another report of a zero. 0 people came. We
Okay, you not showering doesn't count.
are very tough on the border, and we're allowing people into our country, but they're coming in legally through the legal process. And I want to commend, I have to tell you, our border agents, our border patrol agents, they've been amazing, and ICE. These people do such a great job. What they're doing, Memphis is making tremendous progress, as you know, is extremely dangerous.
These both look solid.
Already it's down to less than 50%. lot of
With a
people
pint for cheaper, though.
people that
It's
came
gotta
in
go that way.
illegally have been brought back to their countries and never to come back again. We
Yeah,
tell them
what
if
the
you come back
fuck is
again, it's gonna
this?
be,
Hell
Just
no.
to clarify, so China's going to be working with U.S. law enforcement on fentanyl, or how is that going to work?
China's going to be working with me. They're going to be working with me, and we're going to do something.
By the way, you want to know how many trade deals we have? So remember, the promise was 90 deals in 90 days. It's now been, like, I think 120 days? A little more than that? Way more than that. No, we're coming up almost on our first year. Whatever. 4 deals. 4 deals. Yeah. No trade deals ever happen.
leave. Look, we have to have the meeting. A meeting tomorrow. That's a big meeting. And fentanyl will be one of the things that we're discussing. Important. We'll be discussing.
We're gonna have the cheapest fent, the best fent.
Fentanyl will be one of the things we're discussing.
I'll take the fucking full hog burger, thank you very much.
I would do that if it was necessary. You know, if it was necessary. hasn't been necessary. We're doing a great job without that. It was necessary. As you know, I'm
Okay.
allowed to do that.
Takoyaki's damn good. But I know that's a banana cream pastry topped with that is a lot of fucking food. Yeah, okay. I figured. I'm surprised it was that close. Holy shit.
Who are you with?
The New York Times.
That's very good. Very good. Well, if you write it correctly, I'll give you the answer. But, you know, I want to enact a certain act. I'm allowed to do it routinely, and whether about 50% of presidents have used.
He wants to invoke the Insurrection Act. Yeah, no. I mean, I like takoyaki. I like octopus, squid, and all that kind of stuff.
That, as you know, and I'd be allowed to do whatever I want.
I'd be allowed to do... That is not what the Insurrection Act says, my friend.
That, as you know, and I'd be allowed to do whatever I want. But we haven't chosen to do that because we're doing very well without it. But I'd be...
Sorry, is there a rebellion, an inability to of the states to enforce the law? Like, no. Even during the Rodney King riots, the police were like, yo, alright, we're gonna need your help. And, like... Yeah, I mean, so Trump wants to invoke the Insurrection Act. He's having his legal team look at it. So that he can put the National Guard and have total control over them.
allowed to do that, you understand? And the courts wouldn't get involved, nobody would get involved, and I could
Yeah, it's almost like you married 3 of them.
send the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, I could send anybody I wanted, but I haven't done that because we're doing so well without it. Washington, D.C. continues to be amazing, safe, and it's really great. As I said, Memphis, where we are now,
Also, weren't his parents German immigrants?
is doing really well.
Holy... Fuck the cheese, that amount of beef will kill you.
2-3 weeks, it'll be down to
Does look good, though.
almost no crime. Now we're taking a lot of bad people out. We're incarcerating some very bad people, some gangs. We have a lot of bad gangs. We're taking
Bruh.
And we're doing
Cheesy chips don't count if you don't melt the cheese, man. What the fuck?
We were all set to go last Saturday into San Francisco. We look forward to that. We were
Okay, never mind. That's not much better.
less than a month.
Oh, but 2 herring?
A couple of really great people, very successful, great civic-minded people. They said we'd love to try doing it ourselves, and that's okay. And we worked with the mayor. And we
Ugh.
worked with those people, but we didn't surge.
I might have to go with the pie, honestly.
It's just gonna go a little
Yeah.
quicker, and it's much more effective. But I want to give them a chance to do it themselves if they can. If they can't do it themselves, we'll solve San Francisco in 3 weeks.
On the southern border, President Sheinbaum of Mexico said that the tariff truce with the U.S. has been extended for talks. How long are you willing to wait for that?
Well, I like the extension with Mexico because, you know, we're doing very well with that extension. We get a lot of tariffs.
No.
They're paying a lot of money. As you know, a lot of car companies are moving from Mexico back into the United States. They took our
Bro.
car companies a long time ago, 30 years ago, and more. We lost about
Fuck, Dan. What the hell is going on in Czechia?
57% of our automobile manufacturing over the decades. And it's all coming back because of tariffs. It's all coming back. And the tariffs are really national security as much as anything else. It's national security in many ways, but one of the ways that it's national security is we're building up great wealth because of tariffs. And that, you know, you need wealth to be secure.
That's an appropriate hot dog, but this looks way better.
National sense, also national security, very important. But we're bringing back
Yeah,
our
no.
auto plants that deserted us 20 and 30 years ago. They're all coming back. Last night, I met with Mr.
Ooh.
Toyota.
Look how well the bun is crisped. Oh, but you just... If this thing's cooked right, that's gonna be so good. I don't know. I don't know what the people would say.
And we had
Fair enough.
$10 billion in the United States to build manufacturing plants.
Not even
They'll build
close.
the cars with American workers, largely. They have the right to send some experts, but they're going to be building cars in the United States. So we're getting all of our manufacturing back in the car business. And AI, we're leading China, we're leading the world in AI.
Bro,
Their rapid approvals on energy. I've allowed them to produce their own energy for each plant. So that rather
What the fuck is going on in Knotts County?
somewhat weak grid, the electric grid, they build their own energy, and then if they have excess energy, they sell it back into the grid. So it's great. It's really worked out well. It's allowing them to build rapidly, and they are building.
Bro, this looks like the meat of an inbred child here. Yeah, I mean, we are all hypocrites, and it's no secret that he doesn't give a fuck about... I'm presuming you're talking about the Palestinians. He doesn't give a shit about them. His peace plan is like, well, maybe, possibly, maybe. If you give up literally everything, well, maybe, possibly consider the thought of maybe having you guys have a pathway to maybe having a state.
Sir, could we get your reaction to Israel striking in Gaza again?
Also, they're allowed to violate our ceasefire as many times as they want.
As I understand it,
Ooh, it's a nice char on the sausage there.
Israeli
A
soldiers,
nice right hang.
I just heard about it a little while ago. They killed an Israeli soldier, so the Israelis hit back, and they should hit back. When that happens, they should hit back.
Do you think does that worry you about the ceasefire? Does that jeopardize the
No,
ceasefire in any way?
nothing's going to jeopardize. You have to understand, Hamas is a very small part of peace in the Middle East, and they have to behave.
That's a pretty dookie Wellington.
But they said they would be good, and if they're good, they're going to be happy, and if they're not good, they're going to
Yeah,
be
fuck you. That's anti-USA bias. We all know it was an atrocious
And we have many
Wellington.
countries that are willing to do that. You know, we have many countries, even Japan today, said we'd love to be involved in the Middle East and we can help you by sending anybody, by sending people, including experts. But we have many countries that would do that, not just Israel. No, that's a very
Ooh.
small piece. Hamas is a small thing, but they kill people. They grew up killing people.
Hawk burger? I'll take to a hawk burger. I'll take a hawk burger. Oh, I'll take a hawk
They say it was
to a...
and there was retribution for that, and I think they have a right to do it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, that's why you gotta vote for Kamala Harris. People are... I don't understand the mindset of, nah, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's not good enough on Israel-Palestine. Meanwhile, Trump's like, yeah, I'm going to rubber stamp everything Netanyahu wants to do. It's like, well, I think you can say they're both bad, but can we acknowledge that one's a lot worse? Yes or no? But a lot of people said, nope, that's the same. Ooh, the turtle burger? I'll take it.
They really, in my opinion, based on the experts that dealt with them,
Poop on cheese or honey sriracha burger?
some people,
I'll take the honey sriracha.
not like it was, by the way, but some people,
Nope, it's a turtle. What do you think footballs were originally made out of? Really, this liberal. Rocks burger. Pig. Nope, they're made out of turtle shells. Fun fact. I love lying. What the fuck is going on here? That looks like the driest fucking piece of shit ever. Bullshit.
we don't want that.
Will Hamas decommission its weapons? That's a key part of the next
Yeah,
step.
we're looking at that right now. That's starting.
Big burger. I'm taking big burger. Bullshit again.
Hamas is a very small part of the overall Middle East peace. We have peace in the Middle East. If we have to, we'll take out Hamas very easily, and that'll be the end of Hamas. We would rather not. We made a deal with them where they were going to behave,
He could say it doesn't matter. Yeah, no one holds him accountable. Yeah, it's total bullshit.
Numerous countries have already called me that are parties to the deal and said we'd love to do it if you want us to do it. And these are powerful countries. These are not countries.
It's just too damn wet. Bullshit.
What did he say?
The missiles, the North Korean missiles.
I've become blackballed on international law. What the fuck does the UN or ICJ or whatever do? It's like nothing they pass is binding. It feels relatively impotent.
Oh, I don't know. He's been launching missiles for decades.
With a motherfucker.
I always had a very good relationship with them. You know, at some point I'll be meeting. The schedule is very tight, as you know. But at some point I look forward to meeting up again. We had a good relationship. I mean, more than a relationship. We had a really good understanding of each other.
Okay, they feel bad for me. They're giving me easy ones now.
At some point we'll be involved with North Korea.
Does that mean there's no meeting with Kim Jong-un?
I don't know. People try. I think they'd like to, and I'd like to, but I also want to focus on China. I mean, our focus is now on tomorrow with China, and I want to make that the focus. But we'll come back and we'll, at some point in the not too distant future, meet with North Korea.
How much do you expect?
42 pounds? No thanks.
I don't know that we'll even speak about Taiwan. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I know. I know they don't
Are you
There's
anticipating?
not that much to ask.
do nothing, but they just feel right now like
But the beautiful part about Taiwan, frankly, is they understand
people responded to their pressure and they no longer do.
United States. If you look at the number one chip maker,
Bullshit.
building a massive factory in Arizona, the biggest in the world actually for making chips. If you look
Bro, I'm getting worse at this
NVIDIA,
game.
NVIDIA is doing unbelievable. We're bringing a lot of the Taiwan business back to the United States. I think within 2 years, I think we'll have 40 to 50% of the chip market. But that's happening, and I don't know, it's happening because of the tariffs. It's also happening because of the fact that probably maybe they're a little bit concerned about things. Who knows?
We already did all the groundwork to get these companies to start their move over here with the CHIPS Act. And then Trump comes in, does his bullshit, and then claims that that's the reason. It's such hog shit.
But they are, you know, tremendous, I don't know if you're reporting it, but massive numbers and percentages of the chip business is coming back right now as we speak. They're building plants in Arizona, Texas, and other places.
On chips, sir, have you agreed or will you agree with G potentially to allow the licensing for exports of NVIDIA and Blackwell
So
or
we'll be
downgrade?
speaking about Blackwell, we'll be speaking about Blackwell is the super duper chip. Blackwell's amazing. NVIDIA makes it. The Jensen is an amazing, brilliant man. And it's probably 10 years ahead of any other chip. And unlike a lot of other
Are you copy and pasting this?
you know, it's mostly you can copy and you can do things you really can't in the chip business for whatever reason. That doesn't work.
Well,
Blackwell
they
Jensen,
want their arrest to like have him put on trial for the charges. They don't necessarily. It's not an arrest warrant. It's not a conviction.
came out, Jensen presented me with the first Blackwell chip 3 days ago in the Oval Office.
Take a free cake over whatever the fuck that is.
But we're, you know, that's our country. We're about 10 years ahead of anybody else in chips, in the highly sophisticated chips. I think we may be talking about that with President Xi.
And China's actually discouraged sale of purchase of those chips. Is that because of that?
Well, China actually terminated the relationship with NVIDIA. That was a big thing, but in the meantime, NVIDIA hit a brand new high. As did, you know, the stock market yesterday hit.
I know this would taste better, but this is more colorful.
All of the markets, I mean, every one of our markets, we're doing
God damn.
The country is doing great. We have the shutdown caused by the Democrats, and at some point they'll get they'll come back. I think they're getting just killed right now, but.
We're still waiting. I keep checking every morning before a stream. I check to see if the shutdown is there's new polling on it, and there's not. So not since last week, at least. So it's kind of tough to say who's being blamed and who's not. Yeah, I mean, the foundation is. I'm not doing an entire Israel-Palestine stream. Sorry, that's like everything, every single stream. If chat controls it, always devolves to IP. Which, it's like, there's enough people talking. No, you're good. It just, it's like, Palestine. Yeah, I don't know. Another time.
Let's get back to business and we're back. There's nothing to sign. There's nothing to negotiate.
Sir,
Hurricane Melissa,
Yeah.
have you been following that?
Well, I have.
Philistine.
Numbers like that. I said, we want to go
Right.
195 an hour wind. I've never seen
And
that.
I was watching a Loner Box stream, and he was debating this girl that kept calling it like, just like a Westerner was like Haza, which is like, yeah, I went and listened to like the Gazan accent, and it's kind of like that. It's like Haza, but she leaned so much into it, where it was like, okay, at what point is this performative? Like.
I guess it can get that high, but I've never seen it. And it's literally just, knocking down everything in front of you.
Hawkburger.
It's a stage 5, I guess. And you don't see stage 5. You don't see 5s forever. You see 4s and
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that, it's, I don't know, there's something Western leftists do of like they never pronounce Germany as Deutschland or anything like that. Or Mexico. They wouldn't say that. But they will say Philistine and Gaza and Iraq. And all that. It's like, you're not from there either. Like, the fuck are you doing? They near call Finland Suomi. I don't know. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you're not calling China Zhonghua. Why is it only the Middle East? Yeah. It's like after Greece, then it's Turkey. Then it gets more and more like Turkey, Iraq, Iran. I don't know how you switch up Syria and Lebanon, but Philistine. It's like, I get what you're going for, but if you're gonna do that, you gotta do it for everywhere. It can't just be the ultra westernized pronunciations of every country except for like a handful of the Middle East, then you go back to ultra westernized. Yeah, I don't know. There's something goofy about it. If I met someone who was like, yeah, Deutschland, Mexico, or whatever, and they applied that universally, I'd have nothing to say. How crazy is really how the tone of voice changes based on language? I sound like a man in his 50s when I speak English. I mean, different accents are kind of tuned to different manners of speaking. So when you switch languages, like when I speak Mandarin, my voice goes up like 3 octaves. It's just not something I'm familiar with, and also I have to speak it slower than I would English.
This is a 5 early on, meaning it gets worse. So it's done a tremendous job. You mean on Jamaica?
I'm taking the fucking rib man.
We have on a humanitarian basis. We have, so we're watching it closely and we're prepared to move. But you know, it's doing tremendous damages as we speak.
All right, make or break.
Sir,
What?
what's the AI problem?
That's what some experts say, that some investments
There's no
are
problem.
overreacting.
Everybody wants AI because it's the new internet. It's the new everything. It's one of the biggest things anyone's ever seen. So
It was 50 cents. Where are you from, if you don't mind my asking?
everyone wants it. Yeah, I mean the only problem is if you don't.
Surely.
In order to get it, you have to be
Fuck
able to
this
produce
game.
tremendous amounts of electricity, and we're allowing them to produce and make their own electricity. This way,
Gotcha.
they don't have to rely on government. And by the way, they're making electric plants that are so sophisticated and so incredible, so much beyond that companies that make and service electricity, you know, the Con Edison, all the different companies that do that and do it well, but they've never seen anything like what's happening. It's almost a revolution in the making of electricity, at the level of sophistication.
Sir, Speaker Johnson says that he
Yeah, American English is the base level English. Then everything else is an accent. True. Northeasterner English, that's true English. The Brits have an accent, the Aussies have an accent, the Scots have an accent. Except the Americans, we speak. Northeastern Americans speak English the correct way. Nigerian English is the true English. I'm not doing a Nigerian accent. You're welcome to hop in VC and do your best impression. Actually, don't do that.
to amend the Constitution to allow you to serve a 3rd term. Is that an accurate representation of the
I don't
conversation you had?
know. I don't want to even talk about that because, you know, the sad thing is I have my highest numbers that I've ever had.
43% approval.
As I said, I ended 8 wars and
Also, his approval on prices in the economy, which are Americans' 2 top-rated issues, are like under 30%. Or like just at 30%. It's horrible. People, the second he got into office, people kind of stopped caring about immigration. You don't understand a single word of what they say. Now, something like that. I don't know.
we have the greatest economy.
Where's that Glaswegian guy?
By the way, energy prices are way down. Everything's way down. Beef is a little bit high. We're going to get beef down too. But prices are down and the economy's up. The only thing that's not down is the stock prices. And 401ks are through the roof. Everyone's 401ks hitting records. So we have the greatest economy we've ever had. I have my highest phone numbers.
You never heard a real Scottish accent, laddie. There's a video I want to find. Hang on. I'm sure you know the video.
The Scottish accent is famous for being difficult to understand, but the
Gooning
Glaswegian
cave,
accent can
gooning
be even
voice.
more difficult. There are words and phrases in Glasgow that sound a bit like a foreign language even, so I'm on a mission to find
Your stick ain't even touching the ground, man.
some people to help me translate. Okay, so I love the
That's
Glaswegian
such a good
accent, and I
video.
was wondering if you could teach me some local phrases.
Well, it's very hard to bring them to mind. This is the thing. It's all right when you're ours and not going and happy as ours. You understand?
You understand? You understand? Hell no. Your stick is it? Oh, it knew. It knew.
Your stick's not even touching the ground, man!
Your stick's not even touching the ground, man. It is the same language, but it's barely. Oh my god, did you see AOC's tweet? Sorry, this is the Northern Line. Did you see this tweet segment?
Many years,
Holy, what?
And I would say that if you read it, it's pretty clear. I'm not allowed to run stupid. But we have a lot of great people.
Stamps will stop being sent out on Saturday. The Department of Agriculture.
So, Riley Gaines, 5th place college championship swimmer, tied with Leah Thomas, a trans woman, posted, "We're being destroyed from within," with AOC, Bernie Sanders, and Zoran Mamdani. Alright? And then AOC says, "Maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come into 5th. Holy fucking based." Did you call someone a cunt? I would imagine that's probably what it was. She was invited to the 2016 Olympic trials event but failed to qualify after placing 85th. God damn. Yeah. I don't even know what that means, so I won't repeat it, but...
Says they cannot have an contingency funding to fund that. Is your administration food stamps, SNAP benefits? Is your administration...
Well, we're going to get it done. The Democrats have caused the problem. Because all they have to do is sign. And, you know, if they sign, I'll meet them.
Where the fuck is Chuck Schumer? I'm, like, not in he needs to sign this shit, because he should not. He needs to be in front of the American people being like, this is bullshit, we're not signing it. This is why we're not signing it. Needs to stay on the thing, because right now Mike Johnson is the only person in front of the American people talking constantly about this shit.
They're all saying, well, they actually said Trump is doing an amazing job.
I'm sure they did.
We're bringing back trillions of dollars, so but they do want to meet with me when I get back. But I say, get the economy open, and I'll meet and we'll solve any difficulties. We have to fix healthcare because Obamacare is a disaster. I mean, when you see the increases in Obamacare, it never worked, it never will work, and we can do something with the Democrats much better than Obamacare. Less money and better healthcare. And that's something I think that could come out of this with the Democrats.
Also, when pressed, so do you guys have a plan? You guys want to repeal the ACA and Medicare or Medicaid? Do you have a plan to replace it? Well, we're actually working very hard on that. We have people thinking about that very question as we speak, ma'am. It's like, okay, but you realize in between you guys doing that and repealing this, there's going to be like years of no fucking healthcare. I feel like that point needs to be stressed to people. It's like, hey, even if you don't think Obamacare is great, first of all, is Obamacare better than nothing? The two-party myth is, as someone in America who used to complain about the two-party system, I don't think the two-party system's the inherent problem. Because within each of these parties, you have, like, 4 major factions, and you have 2 centrist factions. So, we do have, like, coalitions. Just the coalitions that team up are kind of predetermined. So, like, within the Democrats, you've got your socialist Dems, centrist Dems, liberals, and your like far, far left. Although they don't really fall into the Dems, those are just the factions on the right. Generally, within the Democrats, it's social Democrats, liberals, and centrist Dems. Within the right, you have the alt-right, Nick Fuentes types. You've got populists like MAGA. You've got the evangelists, and you've got your neoconservatives. So, within each of the parties, those factions all fight out, hash out who they're going to put up in the general, and then in the general, those fight it out. So we get pretty decently represented all the way through. I don't think the two-party system is necessarily that bad.
Work with the Democrats, because right now the insurance companies are making too much money, and they're making a fortune. And the healthcare, Obamacare is...
And if you were to have more parties, they would have to like cleanly split the other two.
is poor, and the premiums are ridiculous. Now, it's going up a lot. I don't want to say the number. The number is very substantial. But when you hear the number, and it's Obamacare, it never worked. It never will work. It'll never be good. And I think it's a great time for the Republicans and Democrats to get together and make something that will work.
I would say Biden got our inflation first stable and then started bringing it down, brought unemployment down, got spending going on infrastructure, got spending going on chips, got the American people back to work. Of all the people to like strawman as a do-nothing president because he was Sleepy Joe, right? He actually did quite a bit. He just wasn't very braggadocious and loud about it. Obama got the first major piece of healthcare in, like, since the 70s passed. Like, the politicians do, at least the Democrats, actually do advance legislation and do things for the American people. I'm not as black-pilled as everyone on this. Like, the president and the parties in power do stuff. And when it's Democrats, they do good stuff. More so. Not everything. But among, like, developed nations, America was the fastest to recover its economy post-COVID. Thanks to Joseph Robinette Biden. So it's not like the presidents are all just lame ducks.
And let the insurance companies make money. They're entitled to that, but not the kind of money that they're making.
Would you bring Democrats in to have that discussion
Yeah, we
now?
do that, sure.
But now, sir?
I'd say open up the government and we'll work it out. I think a lot of good things can happen from it. Well, listen, thank you very much. We have 2 big days. This is a big day.
Yeah, I mean, when doing the calculation for ending Obamacare, you first have to examine, is the country better off right now with Obamacare or zero Obamacare? I think most people would say, okay, we might not like Obamacare, but it's better than nothing. So that's step one for the repeal part. For the replace part, is your new proposed system going to be a better system than Obamacare? How do you quantify that? Is it people insured? Is it average cost? Is it percentage of care used? That's a tough one, and I'm sure smarter people than I have come up with a pretty decent way to qualify or quantify quality of health coverage. So, my long point short, just because something doesn't appear to be fixing everything doesn't mean that repealing it is necessarily good, and replacing it isn't necessarily good unless you can do a provably better replacement. And asking us to just repeal it with no plan in place that's been like agreed upon is ridiculous. Because whatever your gripes are with Obamacare, it is better than nothing. Like, there are 24 million people insured when we have Obamacare versus when we don't. All right? So repealing it, you're telling 24 million people, like, I don't know, roughly 7 or 8% of the population. No, a little less than that. Like 7%? 7. Yeah, I mean, the rise of the populist movement has been injecting new blood. That is true. I think a lot of these older politicians are kind of reaching the end of their cycles. So we're going to see a large replacement and shift in politicians. I know Schumer's probably on his way out. I mean, Mamdani, this like 30-something kid, essentially, is going to be mayor of New York. Like, the young blood is coming in. At least to the Democrats.
And we're going to be speaking in APAC, and a lot of countries in there. They're all investing in the U.S. We're the hottest we've ever been. We're the hottest country in the world, and they're all investing, so we're doing that.
What do you think? Does Saudi Arabia view the U.S. as the hottest country? Because I gotta imagine it's pretty toasty there.
Most interesting, and I think we're going to have a great meeting with President Xi of China, and a lot of problems are going to be solved.
You're optimistic.
I'm very optimistic, I am. And I know a little bit about what's going on because, we have been talking to them, not just walking into a meeting cold, but the relationship with China is very good. So I think we're going to have a very good outcome for our country and for the world, actually. I think it's important for the world.
You copy and pasted the same message, brother.
We're involved with rare earth all over the place now, and it's some amazing things are happening.
Do you think
What's
China?
the name of the Japanese Prime Minister?
I think she's fantastic.
I don't know,
She's a
man.
wonderful woman. She's very sharp, very smart, very energetic. And you see it. The pictures don't lie. The pictures are amazing. I saw some of the pictures this morning, and they're amazing. But I think she's a terrific woman. First woman ever to be Prime Minister of Japan. And she'll go down as one of the really great ones. I had a fantastic relationship with Shinzo Abe, Prime Minister, who was assassinated. Horribly assassinated.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, politicians, we compensate them pretty well, and they manage to make a decent amount of money either way, so they'll be all right. Not particularly worried about the well-being of my politicians.
And he put it very well that day. I remember. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, that was that. Again, remember your opportunity costs, all right? Economics 101. All right? Something is only as good as its next best alternative. Right? So, when we're looking at Obamacare, currently, the Republican proposition of having nothing is nowhere near good enough. I think we can comfortably say that having 24 million Americans insured versus not insured is better than having nothing there. I'd be pretty confident in saying that. Now, is Obamacare perfect? Absolutely fucking not. It's expensive. I don't know how bloated it is, but it's definitely expensive, and it's not as comprehensive. Yeah, but you take them out of power, and then they, do book deals and podcasts and whatever. I mean, you should probably want your politicians to seek power over money, right? Like that, politics is the game of power. Now, money or power, it kind of comes down to what their personal motives are, I guess. Political violence hearing, I really... Oh. What the fuck?
And we're back with the top Democrat in the House,
Let's see.
Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He joins us from his Brooklyn, New York district. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Well, Leader Jeffries, Treasury Secretary Bessent said the shutdown is starting to affect the economy, and by November 15th, the troops will not be paid. Do you expect the shutdown to last that long?
I certainly hope not. This is day 26 of the Trump Republican shutdown, and as Democrats, we've maintained from the very beginning and continue to maintain we will sit down anytime, any place with anyone either at the Capitol or back at the White House, to reopen the government, to negotiate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like even during the Bush years, we had some level of good faith. It's been declining over a long time, and we're now in a zero trust environment, at least politically. So it is rough, but it's not unrecoverable. We just need Republicans that are truly like principled and not beholden to the whims of populism. Yeah, I don't know. We're in a rough spot.
Bipartisan spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people, and to decisively address the Republican health care crisis, particularly as it relates to the urgent need to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits so we can prevent tens of millions of Americans from experiencing dramatically increased health insurance premiums that will make access to a doctor unaffordable.
I want to come back to health care in a moment, but the Treasury Secretary accused you of playing politics personally. And I know that your Democratic whip, Kathleen Clark, said on Fox this past week that shutdowns are terrible, but as she put it, it's one of the few leverage items Democrats have. Do you think Democrats are gaining from this fight?
No, our focus continues to be on driving down the high cost of living for everyday Americans. Donald Trump and Republicans promised that they would lower costs on day one. We know costs haven't gone down. They're going up. Inflation is moving in the wrong direction. The Trump tariffs have made life more expensive for the American people to the tune of thousands of...
I would say I'd say more politicians than you'd think are principled. It just doesn't feel like that. I feel like those principles get buried under layers and layers of the political game, and so it becomes tough to see. And a lot of people seem to lose sight of those principles. So I think it's more than people say, but less than people would want.
Additional dollars per year. We know that electricity bills are through the roof, housing costs are too high, childcare costs are too high, groceries too expensive, and now tens of millions of Americans are at risk of having their premiums explode, in some cases by $1,000 to $2,000 per year. That's what this fight for us is all about. Republicans have come up with a new conspiracy theory every week for the last 6 weeks. The Democratic position, Margaret, has been clear. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save health care.
Well, that was the quote from the whip herself when she said leverage. But I hear you on rising healthcare costs, but the immediate term, people aren't getting paid. 750,000 federal workers are on unpaid leave. 80% of the folks who work on our nuclear program are included in that figure. The Agriculture Secretary said there will be delays in food stamps for many of the 41 million people who rely on SNAP. And then at airports across the country, half of the flight delays, according to the Transportation Secretary, are because of staffing shortages. This pain is real now. So is there a point at which it becomes too great to justify continuing the shutdown?
Well, there is an urgent need to reopen the government, which is why we continue to demand that Republicans sit at the negotiating table so we can enact a spending agreement that's bipartisan in nature. That's what we've called for from the very beginning.
But the Republicans are saying they won't do that until you pass the...
Well, yeah, you're right. If they will change without principle, then if they will change just on a whim, then yes, you're right. It's not principle. I don't necessarily think that's true for a lot of politicians. I think there's a sizable amount where that is absolutely true, and it's disappointing. But I think there's more than is generally estimated. Of people that are in politics that do actually care about something.
The funding bill, the clean funding bill that already passed the House, why can't Democrats in the Senate get on board with that?
Well, we've made clear, and I'm thankful for the leadership of Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats, that we were not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people in an environment where Republicans have already enacted the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. Hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health centers are closing all across the country. There's the possibility that Medicare could face a $536 billion cut, the largest cut to Medicare in history, if Congress doesn't act by the end of this year because of what Republican policies have done in their one big ugly bill. And now they refuse.
Yeah, it's not a black and white thing. Like, there's some gray area. Sometimes you have to play politics and seem unprincipled to actually get stuff passed that is aligned with your. It's tough. It's a lot of like negotiating deals, and yeah, it's murky waters.
To extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, that impacts working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans throughout the country, including in rural America.
Well, they haven't refused. Leader Thune said he'd even put that up for a vote if you open the government first. But next Saturday is
Which
the
is a
beginning
total lie,
of
by the way.
open enrollment. I mean, people are going to see what that bill is going to look like. Practically speaking, aren't you out of time here? Insurance companies have set these premiums in place. That's how they're already in the mail for people to open and see on Saturday. What becomes the strategy after November 1st if this shutdown it lasts that long?
Well, listen, we want to reopen the government, and we need to stand by our hardworking federal employees who are doing all that they can to make sure that taxpayer dollars are spent effectively and efficiently, even under the most adverse circumstances. Remember, in terms of federal employees, the Trump administration has fired or dismissed more than 200,000 civil servants prior to them shutting the government down on October 1st. We want to reopen the government now. In terms of health care, part of the reality is that tens of millions of people are already receiving notices in October that their premiums are about to skyrocket because of the Republican refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credit. And by the way, they have had the opportunity, both House Republicans and Senate Republicans, repeatedly throughout the year to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credit.
You just come in here intentionally to look like a psychopath.
That's why we need action, not simply words, a wing and a prayer promise from people who have tried to repeal the Affordable Care Act more than 70 different times since 2010.
But aren't the premiums already locked in here, or are you saying Republicans are right when you can make up for it at the end?
Where's the smoke for fucking Mike Johnson? So we got woke CBS pressing Hakeem Jeffries harder than they've ever pressed the Republicans. What the fuck?
The year with the tax credit.
The premiums are not locked in terms
Be
of
the fake news I need you to
reality
be.
that if we
What the
can act
fuck?
legislatively and act now, we can extend the open enrollment period. We can push it back, and we can intervene as a Congress in order to actually protect the affordability of health insurance for tens of millions of people.
All right, Leader, stay with us. I have to take a quick commercial break. Welcome back to Face the Nation. We return now to our conversation with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Leader Jeffries, I want to ask you about some other matters as well. In New York City, of more than 8 million people, there's about to be an election of a new mayor. You waited until this Friday, the day before early voting began, to endorse the Democratic Socialist candidate Zoran Mamdani. Why did you wait so long?
Good question.
As I indicated, last several weeks, we've been immersed in the intensity around the government shutdown and the run-up to that in advance of September 30th and the expiration of the fiscal year. But I support the Democratic nominee, as I indicated, and we're in alignment in terms of the issue related to affordability and the need to address it decisively for the city of New York. And of course, affordability is an issue for people all across the country. From a public safety standpoint, I supported the notion that he would retain Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch to continue to lead the NYPD forward. That's incredibly important from a public safety standpoint for every community, including as a high priority the safety and security of the Jewish community. And in terms of the moment that we find ourselves in, Donald Trump represents an existential threat to the city of New York and beyond because of the extreme assault that has taken place throughout this year on the economy, on healthcare, on farmers, on veterans, on law-abiding immigrant communities, on due process, on the rule of law, and of course on the American way of life itself. And we all, as Americans, are going to have to be aligned in pushing back so we can end this national nightmare that Donald Trump has visited upon the American people.
Well, you still waited until Friday, and the election's upon us, but you're leaving room in your answer there for understanding that you don't agree with the candidate on some other issues, though you agree with him on affordability. Since Democrats are running for re-election in midterm races,
Jeffries
you want
is
to
a
retake
centrist.
the House. Would you recommend they mimic some of Mamdani's messages as a progressive model for the party?
No, what we've said from the very beginning is that we have to decisively address the affordability crisis that Donald Trump and Republican policies have made worse in the United States of America.
Keep the
We
tent
need to lower
broad.
the high cost of living. We need to fix our broken healthcare system.
So no.
And we need to, of course, clean up corruption in the United States of America. No, what we're going to mimic is our own views as it relates to the need to make life more affordable here in America. When you work hard and play by the rules in this country, you should be able to live a comfortable life, live the good life, good paying job, good housing, good health care, good education for your children, and a good retirement. But far too many people are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck and can barely get by. That's unacceptable in the wealthiest country in the history of the world.
I want to ask you about something you said. You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. You said that back in January. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms. Democrats were appalled when President Trump used language like that.
Did Democrats send the National Guard to watch the lines and all that? Like... And also, he's saying we need to be careful. He's not doing a post hoc accusation.
How do you justify using that now? Doesn't that undermine faith for voters? You need to show up.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Fashion, all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections and deny the ability of the American people to actually decide who should be in the majority as it relates to the House of Representatives.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering.
What the fuck? This is the fake news? This is the liberal media? Bro, what the fuck? What is my fake news doing? This it's just for those not in the loop. The reason Democrats are doing their own version of it is just gerrymandering is to counteract or to offset the effects of the Republicans. So Texas started it, then Indiana and North Carolina were like, we're going to do that as well. And California was like, I guess we have to do that. And it's not good. In the race to the bottom, the Republicans, if every state were to gerrymander maximally, Republicans would come out a couple seats ahead. That is just true. But if you're given two options, well, okay, in a game theory thing, there would be four options. One is both sides do nothing, which is the best. That is the best outcome. No gerrymandering is a good thing. But if one side gerrymanders, your options become don't gerrymander, or like if the Republicans are gerrymandering, and they're going to anyways, no matter what, your options are don't gerrymander and lose a ton of seats, or gerrymander as well and lose a significantly less or smaller amount of seats. And it seems pretty obvious that the choice is like, well, fuck, it's not good either way, but at the same time, it's a lot better if we choose to take action here.
And redistricting.
No. Well, Democrats are going to push back aggressively to make sure that we have fair maps across the country, not partisan gerrymandering, which Republicans have initiated in state after state after state.
Leader Jeffries, thank you for your time this morning. We'll be right back. We turn now to Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. He joins us from Seneca, South Carolina. Welcome back to Face the Nation. Senator,
Thank you. Good morning.
on Friday, Defense Secretary Hegseth ordered the deployment of the Navy's most advanced aircraft carrier, the Gerald Ford, to Latin America. President Trump was asked if he planned to ask Congress for a declaration of war. Take a listen.
I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
You don't need an aircraft carrier to hit drug boats. Are land strikes planned?
Yeah, I think that's a real possibility. I think President Trump's made a decision that Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, is an indicted drug trafficker, that it's time for him to go, that Venezuela and Colombia have been...
The president can't just unilaterally decide that it's time for another leader, however illegitimate, leader of a country to go. That's not...
members of Congress, when he gets back from Asia, about future potential military operations against Venezuela and Colombia. So there will be a congressional briefing about a potential expanding from the sea to the land. I support that idea, but I think he has all the authority he needs.
He doesn't.
Gallego on another network
That's just not true.
accused President Trump and our military
But who cares?
of committing murder by attacking these drug boats. To our men and women in uniform, you're not murdering anybody. You're making America safer by going after a narco-terrorist. You're following lawful orders. When President Bush 41 took Ortega out in Panama, Reagan went into Grenada to deal with the Cuban influence from Grenada. And
What? Do we notice a common line of people that have kind of stretched the idea of legal?
our backyard. He has all the authority in the world. This is not murder. This is protecting America from being poisoned by narco-terrorists coming from Venezuela and Colombia.
Well, a lot there, but just to clarify, the examples you're citing also involved ground troops. You said time for Maduro to go.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like regime
yeah, it
change.
is.
Are you talking about troops on the ground?
What happened to
I'll
no
let
new
President
wars?
speak to that.
What the
I'm talking
fuck?
about a briefing that would expand military operations potentially from the sea to the land. It is time for Maduro to go. It was time for Ortega to go. The Monroe Doctrine has been robustly applied by President Trump. So these military assets are moving forward to deal with a country that's got blood on its hands when it comes to Americans by flooding our country with drugs from Venezuela and Colombia. So I hope Maduro would leave peacefully, but I don't think he's going to stay around much longer. I think President Trump is tired of Venezuela being used as a staging platform to poison America.
Well, there's a lot there, sir, but you cited a
That's for sure.
Democratic senator's criticism. He's not the only one.
Yeah.
Some of your Republican colleagues have been uncomfortable with what little information has been shared with Congress. Take a listen.
But if they want all-out war where we kill anybody and everybody that is in the country of Venezuela or coming out, that has to have a declaration of war. It's something that is not pretty, very expensive, and I'm not in favor of declaring war on Venezuela, but the Congress should vote. The president shouldn't do this by himself.
If this was happening with this level of insight under the Biden administration, I'd be apoplectic.
Todd Young also criticized this. What exactly is the end game? Because you're talking about regime change in Venezuela. The president says this is about drug boats.
Yeah. Well, I think the end game is to make sure that Venezuela and Colombia cannot be used to poison America, that the narco-terrorist dictator Maduro no longer be able to threaten our country and to send in drugs to kill Americans. As to Rand Paul, I just disagree fundamentally with his approach. We didn't have a declaration to go into
Asking
Panama.
Congress?
Bush 41 went into Panama to replace the leadership there because the Panamanian leadership were working with drug cartels to threaten our country. Reagan didn't have a declaration of war, congressional authorization to deal with Cuban influence. So this idea of Rand Paul, I just fundamentally disagree with. To the other senators, you deserve more information and you're going to get more information. But there is no requirement for Congress to declare war before the commander-in-chief can use force. Panama and Grenada are two examples in our backyard where Republican presidents chose to go after countries and leaders that were threatening our people.
Oh, Lindsay.
But there seem to be a number of issues wound up in here. I know you personally used to serve as a judge advocate in the Air Force.
Yeah.
We looked at the JAG manual. Preventative self-defense employed to counter non-imminent threats is illegal under international law. So if we are not at war and these suspected criminals...
Now, you see here, ma'am, these are imminent threats. Where do you think those drug boats are going? They're going into Florida, going to Texas, going to Louisiana. These are imminent threats to the people in our streets, and the president has every authority. It'll be something like that.
Pose no threat of imminent violence. Isn't this potentially a war crime to be killing the people on these boats and then to be taking out a leader?
No, not at all. I don't know what manual you're referring to, but I know what President Bush 41 did. He took down Ortega, the leader of Panama, because he was involved in drug trafficking, threatening our country. Venezuela.
Never mind. We're not even going to try and make the case. I see.
Hezbollah is running out of money because Iran is weak.
That's not new.
Partnering with drug cartels in Venezuela. No, it should have stopped. Here's what's new. You got a commander-in-chief that's not going to put up with this crap. We're not going to sit on the sidelines and watch boats full of drugs come to our country. We're going to blow them up and kill the people that want to poison America. And we're now going to expand operations, I think, to the land. So please be clear about what I'm saying today.
You aren't? What the fuck?
And Colombia as direct threats to our country because they house narco-terrorist organizations. The leader of Venezuela is an indicted drug dealer in American courts. So, yeah, the game is changing when it comes to drug traffickers and drug cartels. We're going to use military force like we have in the past to protect our country. That's the new game we're playing, and I'm glad we're playing that game. And if I were Maduro, I'd find a way to leave before he goes down.
What is trafficking cocaine an armed attack on the United States? That's what you're equating it to?
I am saying that there's plenty of law under Article 2 powers of the president are designed to protect our countries from threats, foreign and domestic.
Yeah.
Was it illegal for Bush to take Ortega out in Panama? Was it
Probably.
illegal for Reagan to go into Grenada to stop Cuban influence building this big...
Probably.
There's plenty of precedent here.
We broke the law twice before. Why can't we break it a third time?
The game has changed when it comes to narco-trafficking drug organizations. We're going to take you out.
Well, you referenced something earlier, sir, I want to come back to. You said to the men and women of the military that they are carrying out lawful orders.
Yeah.
Secretary Hegseth removed the top uniformed lawyers in the Air Force. You know this, the Navy and the Army, because he called them roadblocks to orders that are given by a commander-in-chief. There have been other departures as well.
I didn't catch that one.
This raises
Holy
concern
shit.
that commanders are not being given adequate legal counsel. That is why you just said that sentence to assure them.
That's garbage. That's absolute garbage.
Which? That Hegseth said that?
Trump doesn't have the... No, I'm saying that the theory that President Trump's doing something here illegally, dealing with a country that's run by an indicted drug dealer, it's the same as Panama. There's a better case to go into Venezuela than there was Panama. There's a better case to deal with Colombia than there was Grenada. Yeah, I've been doing this all of my adult life. I have all the confidence in the world that President Trump has the legal authority, but more importantly, he's doing the right thing. More Americans have died from cocaine and fentanyl poisoning than any terrorist group in the world.
All right, I got to go to a meeting. I'll see you all later.